On this episode, we will talk about what can you eat after a gastric sleeve. We'll also be talking about the age range viable to be able to or eligible for a gastric sleeve. And we'll talk about irritable bowel syndrome and the gastric sleeve. Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Alvarez with Endobariatric.com and welcome to episode 202 of the AskDrA show. Thanks so much for joining us and for being part of the show. And if you're new to the show, you can always send me your questions. I'll be more than happy to be here with you to answer them. And the way to do that is using the hashtag AskDrA throughout social media. We're able to grab those questions and add them here to the show. Also, if you're interested in weight loss surgery, gastric sleeve surgery, weight loss in general, I would suggest or I would invite you to subscribe to the channel. That way you don't miss any of our future videos. So let's get into the show. All right, so the question is, what can I eat after gastric sleeve surgery? And I rephrased this question because the question was, can I eat rice after gastric sleeve surgery, or when can I eat rice? And I said, well, I think it's a more complete question if you ask, what can I eat after a gastric sleeve surgery, including rice? All right, so I like to tell patients that the idea with the gastric sleeve is for you to be able to eat or enjoy the type of food you like, the type of food your traditions or customs that you normally do, depending on where you're from or your traditions or what you are used to eating. So I like to tell patients that what we really do and our goal with the gastric sleeve is just to change the gas tank. That's a good way or a good analogy to put this. So in other words, if you are from Asia or you're coming in from a culture that eats a lot of rice, you'll be able to enjoy it afterwards. That's the goal with the gastric sleeve, because that's your traditions or that's the way you're used to eating. And the idea is for you to eat the same type of food, but not the same quantity. That's where the sleeve kicks in. That's where the sleeve works, is in the amount of calories or food intake. And that's where you will be restricted. That's how it works. So you'll be able to enjoy, if you like a certain restaurant or it's your birthday, you like to go eat at a certain place. The goal is for you to be able to enjoy this, but way less. How much less, you might ask yourself? Well, the goal is, if you're eating on a scale of 1 to 10, you're eating a 10 before surgery. The goal with sleeves for you to be eating a bit less than a 5. So probably about a 3 or a 4. We're talking about months out, not right away. Right away it's too swollen. You'll probably be eating at a 1 or a 2. And then as the swollen tissue comes down, you'll be eating about a 3 or a 4. And that's a really good pace right there. That's a good goal right there, to be eating a 3 or 4 on a scale of 1 to 10 if you used to be eating a 10 before surgery, before your gastric sleeve, including rice. I hope this makes sense. All right, second question is the age range, and I'm gonna link a video on this subject. We actually did a FAQ talking specifically about this, but since this is a different show, I'll be more than happy to address this question. So by guidelines, is 16 to 65 years old. That's by general guidelines. We've done much younger and we've done much older. So 16 to 65, but after or away from that range, patients are handpicked. They've got to be on the lower end. You're talking about teenagers coming down a little bit, Well, we work a lot with pediatricians, endocrinologists, nutritionists, psychologists, make sure the patient is ready to receive a gastric sleeve procedure. On the higher end, over 65, we've done as old as 78 at the time of surgery. Well, we work closely with cardiologists for cardiac clearances and EKGs and make sure it is going to be a safe surgery for the patient, because that's what we do. We try to make this procedure help you live longer and live better. Surgery is not designed to cut your life short. Surgery is designed to make you live longer and live better. All right, and the third question is irritable bowel syndrome. I also rephrased this because it was, if I have irritable bowel syndrome and get the gastric sleeve, does it make it worse? That was the question. Truth is, it makes it better. All right, so vast majority of the patients see a much better improvement in irritable bowel syndrome, including Crohn's disease. And the reason being is because you're going to be eating less. There's going to be less food going through the intestine. And also by losing weight, you will have a lot less inflammation in your whole body, making this way, way better. So, do you have irritable bowel syndrome? Can you get a sleeve? Yes. It even makes it better. Does it make it worse? All right, so there you have it. That is it for episode 202. Did you like it? Leave me one of these. Very thankful. Thank you for your support here to the channel and your show. And don't forget to send me your questions using the hashtag AskDrA, because we'll be here every week. All right, so don't forget to subscribe. I'm Dr. Alvarez with Endobariatric.com, where we are changing lives one sleeve at a time. Take care and God bless.